bedazzling your pump truly makes just, and it is actually like a love the brewer's yeast. Hello YouTube family, welcome back to my channel, Home Sweet Classroom. Thank you so much for coming by and visiting me here in my teaching journey. If you are new to my channel, my name is Maritza and I am an elementary teacher. So I want to share with you guys my personal experience and how I went about making my life a little bit easier. I was breastfeeding full-time, only breast milk, and it was a journey. It was seriously an experience, and also teaching full-time in the classroom. I have two other kids that I did not have to go through that. I wasn't at the time teaching. So this has been quite a bit of experience, and I wanted to share it with you guys because it is like, I love it. I truly love it. I would do it over and over again. I love breastfeeding, and I am a full mom supporter. I am a mom what am I trying to say? I am a 100% supporter to those moms who want to breastfeed their baby and still work full-time. I think breast milk is the absolute best thing for the baby, and it's an amazing bond you carry and you hold with your child. I think that it has brought me so much closer to the baby because I breastfed him 100%, never gave him formula or any supplements. But I also want to tell you mommies out there that are breastfeeding part-time or transitioning or whatever you're going through, that it's completely okay to not be able to breastfeed full-time. Pumping is seriously a full-time job in itself, and can be difficult, and that's exactly why I'm making this video and sharing with you guys my advice and my tips and some things that I think might be useful. And that's why I'm sharing with you guys. So I hope that you guys enjoy this video and you find something that you can take away from it, and it'll just be my teacher heart content and mommy heart content that I am actually helping somebody out and being able to make everybody's life easier. So let's go ahead and get this video started. Okay, so the very first thing is my bag. I want to show you guys the bag I use to take to and from work or to and from school, to keep everything inside, and just makes it easy for me to leave at work and not have to bring back and forth. And on the weekend is when I bring my bag home and like recharge it and put new stuff in it and whatever I need to do over the weekend. But this is what my bag looks like. And it is actually like a utility bag. I wouldn't say it's a diaper bag or anything that has to do with like mommy style. This bag was actually a gift from a parent, and I have no idea where she got it. It looks like it was from like a catalog or something, and I absolutely love this bag. It is so useful. I love that it has so many pockets on the outside. I love that it has a zipper on the top of it so that I can zip up my things, and like the number of pockets on the outside is so awesome. Here is like an elastic one, and it's like see-through with little holes on it, and then two on the other side. So I love that there's so many pockets to this bag, and I highly recommend getting a bag that has enough space and enough pockets for you to store your things. And just this one has like a two-handle type of bag. I really like that it has the two handles because it opens this way and I can access my things, versus the one handle that it's just kind of in the way. It looks like more like of a purse, but this one's really great, and I will try to find a similar one, or even if I find that one, and I'll link it down in the description box below for you guys if you are interested. I'd love to share with you guys the bag and just make mommy life easier for you guys. So let me go ahead and get started, and let's dig right into the bag. Okay, so let me get started with the breast pump. The breast pump is the number one thing, right? So my breast pump that I'm currently using is the Spectra. I have previously used a different type of pump, and I've actually found that this is like the best pump. I love it. I truly believe this makes it so much easier to pump. It's so much lighter. It takes up less space, and it's less noisy. I love that there's a little light to it for, I don't know if you can kind of see that, but there's like a little, like a light night light to it, and it gets brighter right there. Here, there you go. Okay, so this light is really great for at night if you're pumping at night. But this is the Spectra, and I've kind of bedazzled mine, as you can see right here, and then I put baby right here. And I've seen like people bedazzle it right here too, and that has been my goal. I just haven't been able to get to a craft store. So bedazzling your pump truly makes just it happy, like your happy thing. Like we don't want to take this out and be like, oh, I don't want to pump. So bedazzling just makes it a little bit more fun and just exciting to add a little bit of sparkle to it and a little bit of fun. But this Spectra comes in a pink and a blue. I have the blue and I absolutely love it. I love that it's compact and it's small and it's not so noisy, and it fits in that bag perfectly. It actually fits in the diaper bag perfectly, in a backpack really great. I love that it's mobile and it's not so bulky and big. I've actually tried different bags before. I've tried my diaper bag, which I absolutely love, that I got at Bye Bye Baby, and I've tried a backpack, I've tried a tote bag, and different kinds of bags, and it just didn't work out so great for me. And when I got this one, I was really happy because the breast pump fit inside of it perfectly. So it was really exciting to be able to fit everything, including the breast pump, inside the bag. All right, so let me go ahead and get some of the other stuff out of the bag that I carry with me also. Next thing is this bag right here. This bag right here is just like a cooler bag, and it's actually from Similac, the formula. I'm not sure why I have this bag. I think it was like one of those things that they give you at the hospital, but I can't quite remember. So this is the Similac Strong Baby Start Here kind of bag, and I have this bag because I use it to put and store my milk that I pump during the day, and I put it in here, and then I put it either in the fridge in the teacher's lounge, or in my case I had a teacher who had a fridge across from me, and I would go and send my students to go and put it in her fridge and give it to the teacher, which made my students really curious. What's in the bag? They really wanted to know what's in the bag. Some students do know. You'll find that just kids kind of put pieces together and they just know, either because they have siblings that are in the same situation, or they know that their parents have done it before. So it just kind of depends on what your students' background knowledge is. But some of my students knew. Of course, I would never do it in front of them or expose them or talk about it with them. That was just my personal preference. I wouldn't share that with them. But some of them knew and would ask me, and I would just smile. Just a little personal little talk right there. But this is the bag I would use to store my milk in and to keep it cool, and if it spilled, it wouldn't make a mess in the fridge that I was keeping it in. So this is definitely something that I have found really useful. There are so many different types online. I was actually going to purchase one, and it was kind of like a rectangular kind of space, but I didn't like that it took up so much space. And it was kind of, it wasn't like soft like this. It was very much like a hard surface, durable kind of pouch. So there are definitely plenty of types out there, but I would highly recommend having one of these so that when you go home, you can just take your bag with you, and you won't have to take like your whole, all of your things with you, just the milk. So that brings me to my other point, which is having all of your breast pump tools with you. Now I have all of my breast pump tools in a Ziploc bag right now because I'm currently on summer break, so I don't need any of my breast pump tools with me, but I have all of them in here, and I actually have a couple sets. I have a set in my bag that I keep at work, and I have a set that I have at home, and I have a set that goes in the diaper bag if we're ever traveling or moving around, that I know I'm gonna need some of my breastfeeding tools or some of my pump tools. So these things you want to have a couple of. Definitely have an extra one of these, and you'll need some of these tools. Of course, don't forget some of your other things, such as maybe having an extra bottle, and this is actually part of the Spectra. This one doesn't have the nipple on top of it. It's just like one of those that covers it on top, And you could definitely just leave your milk in here, or you could put it in a bag. I don't currently have any bags with me, but I'll post a picture up right here for you guys, for you to see what kind of bags I would use to store my milk. But it's definitely important to have a couple of these parts with you, because you don't want to be in a situation I have been before where I took my bag home and then I didn't have any parts at school. So I had to run back home or send my husband home to get that. And it's just kind of, the commute is not so easy sometimes, and it disrupts everybody's like schedule, and having extra parts just makes it so much easier, because you know you're going to have some at work and you know you have some at home, and you don't need to be bringing them back and forth. Which brings me to my next point, which is having a sponge to wash your bottle and your parts to your breast pump. The sponge is super easy to have at work. I would actually just keep it at the sink, and it was just easy for me to, when I was done pumping, I would just quickly wash my equipment and put it back in the bag or put it out to dry, and then it was all done. I didn't have to take it home to wash it, and it was just so much easier that way. Putting like a little soap, or leaving a soap at work, dishwashing soap, and there you go, you were done. Super easy, and it makes everything flow so much easier. When you're done pumping, you know that you just have all your stuff there, and you can put it back in your bag, and just makes it so much easier that way. Okay, so the next thing I have is Ziploc bags. I have to say that the Ziploc bags have been a lifesaver. Sometimes I run out of baggies, breast pump baggies, or the storage bags, and I don't have any more. So I'll just use a Ziploc bag. But I also recommend having the large Ziploc bags, because you never know when you're gonna need them. I think it's just important to have a couple different sizes of Ziploc bags in your tote bag, so that you have some things to pick from, and it's just easier to organize your things and make it easier on you to store the milk, and so that it just doesn't make a mess everywhere. Okay, so the next thing I have in here is the breast pump pads. Having an extra set of pads just for you in your bag, and you don't have to have like the whole box with you, but just having a set in the bag, I found that it was useful, and it was like an emergency kind of thing, and it was just in there, and it was so helpful. The next thing I have, and I actually keep like that in the outside pocket, is the nursing cover. The nursing cover I have because if anybody ever walks in, even if the sign is on the door, which I'm going to talk about in just a minute, even if the sign is on the door, you still have coverage. You definitely don't want somebody walk in, make everybody uncomfortable, even though you're maybe fully comfortable with it, but you don't want to make your work environment uncomfortable. So having a nursing cover really helps, and you can just be like hands-free. You could put it on yourself, and then just be still doing what you need to do at work. I definitely would do that at work. Even if the door was locked, I've had my assistant principal walk in, and she's like, "Oh, sorry." And I was like, "Oh, it's okay. I was just pumping." I can still have a conversation because I'm covered up. So it just makes the work environment a little bit more comfortable for everyone. I really like that this nursing cover just kind of folds this way, and there's so many nursing covers out there, but I keep a couple. I have about 3 of them. I keep one in this bag, I keep one in the diaper bag, and then I keep one at home in the baby's room or in the closet. Whenever I need it, I have it available, and that one of course stays in the bag. So talking about the sign on the door for privacy, which brings me to my next point. Privacy is something you do want. It's something that everybody appreciates. So if you have a sign on your door, it makes it easier for everyone to see that you are occupied, and that they may come back later if they choose. But just putting a simple sign, maybe telling your coworkers and your colleagues, and maybe the teachers that are around, that you are a nursing mother, and you will be putting a sign on your door, either a code word or just putting "pumping in session, please come back later," making everybody know, or helping everybody know that you're currently pumping, and if you walk in, you're going to see me pumping. So just letting everybody know kind of helps the work environment understand that you need a moment, about 10 minutes, to come back in 10 minutes, and all is good. So just putting a sign on the door really helps everybody understand that at that time you are pumping to come back later, and you can attend and assist to whatever you need to. So that is all I have in my bag right now. As you can see, it's very, very minimal. I carried the minimal things in here. I make sure I have everything that I need in my bag before I leave for work on a Monday, and then I take it home on a Friday and clean everything, clean down the bag, and make sure that everything is nice and ready for the next week. Okay, so going to my next topic, which is schedule. We have a very busy schedule as teachers, as working mommies. If you are a working mommy, you know what I'm talking about. It is so busy, and if you're going back into work of coming from maternity leave, you will find that sometimes your schedule just does not align with your pumping or before you went to work breastfeeding schedule. It's so difficult sometimes to adjust, and I completely understand. It's totally understandable, but you can always adjust. As a teacher, I would of course follow my schedule of my classroom. So my body adjusted as I went back to work and fell to a schedule. It just kind of, my body adjusted and made and produced the milk that I needed when I needed it. So this is what my schedule kind of looked like. On Monday through Friday when I went to work, I would nurse the baby before I went to work. So before we left home. For the day, before I took him to the babysitters and did all of that in the morning. Then I would get to work, and about 8 o'clock-ish, my students would go to specials. So that's when I pumped. That was already about a 3-hour span in between, so that worked out perfectly. And then I would then I would pick up my students, and at lunchtime is when I pumped again. So that was about 11 o'clock, another couple hours in between. So that worked out really perfect. I didn't have to ask for any help or anyone to watch my class. It all just fell into my schedule. And at the end of the day, it was about 2:30. As soon as my students left for the day, I would pump again. And then as soon as I left for the day, which was about 4 or 5 o'clock, I would go home and nurse the baby. And then it would repeat again. So my schedule kind of fell along with what I already had in place as far as my work environment, my home environment. Everything kind of just fell into place. And that's definitely what you want. You want to make sure that you are accommodating for yourself, but accommodating for work, if that makes sense. And just, your body's going to adjust. Don't be afraid to move around a couple times. And as soon as you start pumping and getting the flow going, your body's going to just know and just pump what it needs when it needs it. Don't worry about it too much. Okay, so my next topic is tracking your milk supply. So on the baggies that I was showing you, those baggies, you can track your milk supply. Get a Sharpie and write down how much you pumped. I have gone through where I do not write how much I've pumped, and then I put it into the freezer and I put it flat so that it's thin, the milk is thin, and of course if you freeze it, it's not going to be an accurate milk supply. So make sure you are writing on your baggies the date and the amount that you pumped. Stress can really take a factor into how much milk you make, and that's okay. You know, we all been through it. I have definitely been through it where I have moments in, for example, testing time, where I'm a little bit more stressed than I usually am. But there are so many things that you can do to help that and to make sure that you're making enough milk for the baby and being able to pump, because part of getting stressed also equals to not pumping as much milk. And if you're not seeing enough milk, of course, it's going to stress you out. So that brings me to my next point, which is having supplements for being able to make enough breast milk. And my favorite is the brewer's yeast. I love the brewer's yeast because I am able to put this in anything. I make cookies from it, and I have about 8 to 10 cookies a day when I put the brewer's yeast inside, and I see immediate results. You don't even taste it. Like I don't taste it in what I put. I put it in my milkshakes, in my smoothies, in some pancakes. You could just put it in about anything that becomes from a liquid to a solid. The brewer's yeast you can get online. I got mine on Amazon, and it came in this container, 14 ounces. It was very, very affordable, and I saw immediate results. The next thing I want to recommend is having flaxseed. Flaxseed is a really great ingredient, and these two ingredients you will see on plenty of websites that recommend these two ingredients to put into your food to build milk supply. I put flaxseed in my smoothies, in my milkshakes, into anything I could think of. I would put flax seeds inside, and they were just really great recipes. It tastes really good. I still put it even when I don't put brewer's yeast. It tastes really good. So besides eating or having these supplements, the brewer's yeast and the flaxseed, you want to just make sure you have enough snacks. I definitely, as a teacher, we're always up and about, always doing things and working a lot all the time. But it helps when I tell my students, well, I need the nutrients I need for my baby. So I have snacks, but I let my students also have snacks. So it kind of helps me, because I don't want to be eating in front of my students, and it just seems a little odd to me. But I go ahead and have plenty of snacks all day, yogurts, cheese, crackers, anything that I can bring to work and have during the day. I bring it, because that really does make a difference in how much milk supply, really does make a difference on your milk supply. So definitely having enough snacks, and the brewer's yeast and the flaxseed really, really helped me out. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to comment is knowing your rights. Now, I am going to talk about this in other videos separate to this one, but I wanted to touch base a little bit about it and knowing your rights. As a mommy in a work environment, you have the right to pump. You have a right to have a private room and pump, and given time, extra time to do so. So I want to tell you, if you're watching this video and you've gotten to the end of this video, that you must go read your rights. Make sure your work environment knows that you are a mommy, and that coming back from maternity leave, you will be pumping at work, and they need to give you enough time to do so. So with that being said, I'm going to do that whole thing in a whole different video and tell you guys more about knowing your rights. But for now, this is all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do want to share with you guys that if you are a pumping mommy, I am so proud of you. I want to tell you from the bottom of my heart, you are amazing. Keep up the great work. It is hard, and it is definitely something that you have to be persistent and put your whole heart into it, because it is a lot of work. If you are not a pumping mommy, or if you are pumping part-time, good for you. I am so happy. Us moms need to stick together and support each other. So I am so glad you are watching this video and making an effort. I'm so proud of you. No matter what you do, no matter how much you're pumping, every ounce counts. Definitely every ounce counts. And if you haven't heard that, I said it. Every ounce counts. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed already. Click on the notification bell to be notified for future videos. I will see you guys in the next video. Ciao for now.